Mr. Hall.
I can't watch it on bed.
Motion did.
Please don't.
Come with a gift.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's prefixes.
To enlighten minds. So far, we have built hay. So far, we've stacked bricks. Today,
Lego bricks specifically?
oh, a poor seaman. I didn't have one. Thanks for giving me one. I didn't know where I was going yet. Andrew, what's wrong with you? That's not an answer, Andrew.
This is my answer. I know this already.
Andrew,
Hey,
why?
take your prefixes.
Andrew,
I want to know how I got these
kiss
papers.
papers.
I'm sorry, Mr. Handicap.
Wait, so which one are you doing? Which one? I'll put it away now. Okay, all you have to do is put the name for that. So, if it's not there, forget it. So are you talking about which one you put in the middle? Put it there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so far we have done a couple of things. So pretty much we've done monatomics, and we have stretched out into doing lovely stock system. And I have a question.
Yeah,
And I know you got an answer.
I got an answer.
Mr. Hall's looking for a witness.
Hey, what's mono? What's die?
That's something to do.
Hey.
Trifecta.
That sounds like a disease too.
No, you got an answer.
Tetra.
Tetris.
When do we use the stock system?
When you're using a transition metal.
When using a transition.
We're using the transition method.
When using a transition.
Yeah. I will look at you and tell you, you're going to love this. And tell you, you're going to like this. You know, it's pretty wonderful. It's probably the most wonderful thing you've seen all day.
Pretty easy.
I'm pretty biased to it, but it's wonderful.
Negative stock system?
No.
I would rather have
Stock system?
Is this the same thing as stock system?
Trees.
What you wrote the other day?
We didn't do tricks
We're
last time.
still on stock
Are
system.
you
I'm
getting ready
just,
to write the steps?
yeah.
Okay, now
This is a trick we can use, partners.
Not necessarily a trick you can use. It's a trick Mr. Hall.
It's a trick Mr. Hall is going to use when he wants to get one up on us when we've been answering too many questions right, and he wants to feel like we're dumb again.
I do not want to feel like you're dumb.
I already know what's on the test.
No, you don't. Mainly because it's deep, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you're gonna put it on there now, so we gave you that idea.
I will say this. You guys brought up an idea I've done in years past, but I have a different idea.
What the heck's the different idea?
I can't tell you if I told you. It'd be perfect. Anyway, so the trick, because you know how we treat these guys right here, the transition metals, they are the ones that we use the stock system with. There is a trick to end the P block. You will have ones like lead and tin. We will also use the stock system with.
We'll do
those
what?
two right there.
Lead and
Yeah.
tin?
So lead and tin are also considered transition metals?
Tinium.
They're not transition metals, but they follow the same rules.
Okay. So that's when you would like do the whatever, change it. The same stock system rules?
Yes.
So you do literally the exact same thing. Just with lead.
Yes.
Hold on, sir.
Okay. So, stock system trick. You must treat tin, lead, like they are transition metals.
PB, not LD.
John, I hit the point there.
No, I literally read PB, turned around, and then wrote LD. I don't know why I didn't.
At his point though, did Mr. Hall give the chemical symbols to those?
No.
I gave you the names.
Yeah.
Why? Because at this point in this class, you should be able to give me the chemical symbols. You cannot give me the chemical symbols of these elements. You are in trouble. You should be studying, learning those elements.
He wants to see you fail. He told me that during first lunch.
I did not say that.
That's exactly what he said.
Not what I said. Yes.
Did we get a periodic table? We always get a periodic table, right?
Okay.
Never mind, I'm good. Fine.
Okay.
You chilling?
But stock system is pretty much simplistic. You roll with that. Now, I'm going to go into what is quite possibly the easiest section and set of rules that you will face.
Okay.
And you'll need these beauties for that.
Check this out.
So today,
Definitely.
what's
not happening.
today?
Today is Thursday,
The
the
17th.
17th.
Binary. Change. We're still doing binary, but now it's binary covalent
Molecule.
molecules. So we're still in binaries, but the difference is now the type of bond within it.
Anything else going to go under that?
No.
That's what I'm going to try to write.
You're good.
Somebody bridge guy off one of those documents.
You cannot put demands on the axioms.
This
Yeah.
snake will bite you.
The binary
Back on up.
covalent molecules, what you're going to see is there's a key. I'm going to make a point, even though I feel like I should not have to make such a point, I'm going to make it.
I need you to make
Point number one.
what is it?
Use
Arm the cannons.
the prefixes with covalent bonds only. You've learned how to do sets of rules. You've learned two, now you're going to learn the third. When you learn these, here's the thing, it's not just about knowing how to use the rule, but about when to use the rule. This is where we start finding out the struggles. Because now you have three different things that you're going to have to deal with. But you're not like looking at me, you're not like giving through like a sarcastic remark after 3 minutes.
I'm tired.
Okay. Anyway, so the key to this is binary. Binary means two. Let's talk about it. I gotta make sure I jack up my grammar like I did the first period.
It's sad you have to look up the word and mess it up.
So he doesn't accidentally get it right.
Like that, didn't you? So let's talk about the first element.
Should have spelled first. Freeze.
Sounds like the name of like a.
Ah, missed one. Woo! Bracket's still safe. Yeah. First element. You will always. And I mean always.
Oh, it's bad.
Use the thingies with it for one.
Use prefix.
Miss Adams to the office.
Unless only have one.
Only have one.
Yes.
Unless only one. You didn't say half.
Unless only one of
Oh.
the first element.
Wait, did you say the first element?
Yes.
Why would you start to make it sound like it makes sense now? Just go ahead and take the out.
Like the first element.
Always use a prefix unless only one of the first element. That is what we call a
That's what we call ooga booga.
dependent. A dependent clause. That's
I'm gonna make it simple.
he don't know how to.
You're gonna make it simpler than that?
What do you mean
I'm going
first
to
element?
look at your prefix.
What does it mean first element?
Like in a
There's
binary
two
compound.
elements. The
Like-
first
Oh, okay, like in a, okay.
So,
I got
look
you.
at your prefix. What's the prefix for one?
Uno.
Mono.
Mono. You will not, on the first element, never
Can't
use
Mono.
mono. In all other cases, you will always use a prefix.
Is it just because it's one?
You know what movie that's from?
Yes.
What?
Mono.
Now, let's talk a second. That's why you're deciding to shoot. That's why you're making That's what it's a new
Mono. You know what that's from?
What?
Mono. I think you do.
You guys said
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Second element, you will always use a prefix.
That's for sure. What? Yeah, repeat that. That's what they quote me from. Mono. Did you talk about the
Yes.
You said mono and it's fingers in half.
Who never watched since I watched that?
This would be when
You know the scene where he gets the spear in his leg and just yells at him like, and
Alright. Always use a prefix.
Well,
Go like your notes scream at me.
The ending.
You know, sometimes I read my notes to mom to help me study. And then
Add.
I do the punctuation too, so it goes from use the prefixes with the covalent bonds. Always use a prefix! You know, she gets really frightened.
Move the ending and add.
I think you need to be more careful.
Stop, you got me. So it's pretty much you're going to follow the same rules that we've been following. The first one, the first element is just going to be the element's name. Second one You're going to keep the root, remove the ending, add IDE. But now we're adding a little fun to it. You got 10 of these here little boogers you got to remember. But I have great news for you. You're already conditioned to do it.
Pentagram.
I want you. No.
That's a hexagram.
I want you just let your instinct. Just let it just roll off. Don't try to think about it. Just as soon as you see it, you tell me what this molecule's name is.
I'm scared.
I'm ready.
Sodium chloride.
Carbon
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah, I kind of cheated. I wanted to look that way before you moved.
Why would you say it? It's this simple. These follow the rules. You're already conditioned to doing it. You've been doing these rules without ever even knowing it. Perfect example. How many carbons is in this molecule? One. So, here's what we do.
How many atoms is in that carbon?
Ladies and gentlemen, name the elements first. Now leave a little space here. So we're going to go carbon.
How many?
Leave a little space here between them so you can add your prefix in because you know you're going to do your prefixes. Now, you got your O here, add your oxygen. Get you an eraser handy.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If we don't use mono, where does carbon monoxide come from?
Well,
I'll get there in a moment. Hold your thought. Now, how many carbons are here?
One.
So it's monocarbon?
No.
Why?
It's the first element.
It's the first element. You don't use it. You never use mono with the first element. You got it? First element, no mono. Got it? Second one. How many oxygen? 2. Okay, so I don't need a prefix?
Yes, you do.
Why?
It's the second
Because
element.
it's the second element.
Because you always underline that and yell it extra loud whenever you're going to open with your phone. So die,
Smack me extra loud.
remove the ending, add IDE.
You know how all this makes sense? All of it just makes sense.
It's like there's a system or something
Is
that we've been using the whole time naming.
The system's corrupt.
Not this one.
The system's corrupt.
Now,
Got a bunch of.
I want to do a little practice.
Okay.
Not this time.
Perfect example. Let's start it off. Andrew, I'm going to take what your question was.
Cool.
Carbon monoxide.
That's how you know.
CO.
Yes, carbon monoxide will lead to carbon monoxide poisoning, which will lead to death.
Wait,
You should not
monoxide's
be
the
breathing
poisonous
in
one?
carbon
Yes.
monoxide. Now, key here. It's spelled out for you. I go to my first element. I look, it's carbon. It's carbon, a metal, or a non-metal.
Non-metal.
It's non-metal. I go to my second one, and guess what? I don't even gonna ask you if it's a metal or non-metal. You wanna know why?
Because you always use the prefix.
It's always gonna use a prefix. I want you to look right there. What's that right there?
Prefix.
It's a prefix, which tells me how I can get the chemical formula. You wanna know how?
Tell you how many you got.
It's said in the name. You already know. You ain't got to worry about it. So look at carbon. Is there a prefix here?
No.
What's that mean?
There's only
There's only
one.
one.
There's only one. Carbon. What comes after carbon?
Monoxide.
Monoxide. Monoxide comes from oxygen. So O is a chemical symbol. How many oxygens we got?
One.
Do I gotta put a 1 here?
No.
No.
You
So
should.
now we have the chemical formula for carbon monoxide.
Cool.
It's that simple. Hold on, I got a text. Sorry, no way.
No, what about,
Sound like you just got done
can we do
fixing
one
a
with
car.
the prefix in the front of it?
Oh, God, I love the idea.
You
Let's
just
live on the edge.
you switch nationalities. Now you're Aussie.
Damn. Good one. We're looking for a video. Iguana! Oh, he does though.
Here we go. Let's try this one. I want you to give it an opportunity to give it a shot.
Okay.
Okay, now you're acting like Jim Carrey.
Don't worry, I'll give you a moment.
Why is there a prefix on the
And 2 of 5.
5. I got it.
Paint.
Always use a prefix unless only one of the first element.
Okay.
Never uses mono. Die. What's die prefix for? That's right. No. That's wrong. Jasmine's right. No death.
I got it.
Take your time. Give it a shot. It's wonderful.
I got it.
Wrist. Beautiful job. It's like I spelled it out for you or something. Yeah, here we go. Everybody ready? Everybody got an opportunity to give it a shot? Yeah, diggity dog. Here we go. Nitrogen.
Why does like
Die. Yes.
2.
Yeah. 2. Oxide comes from oxygen. Kent. 5. Jesus.
Why?
Why are you yelling?
Because you were earlier.
I love the enthusiasm.
Abuse.
I wish we were more like John.
This is domestic.
Everybody wishes that.
Slander.
I was like John too.
Yeah. Y'all ready for some practice?
Yeah.
Here we go.
What?
Okay.
It's not. It's a guy.
Okay.
Little stairs?
It's gonna get real. Hope y'all ready. I don't know where we're going. No.
I know.
That's too expensive.
That's fair.
Oh, you got dudes too.
Do I have 5 pairs?
Okay. Give Mr. Hall a moment.
And take your time. Ain't like I got on.
Man, Mike is only 15 minutes left in his class, you know. We got plenty of time.
I can freeze time. I was probably doing chemistry back then. Time freezing.
I've already been pretty clear with what I would do if I could freeze time.
Okay, you have the superpower of freezing time, but it freezes you also.
How could you ever unfreeze time? Time would be froze forever.
You can only use it once, like a nuclear bomb's coming.
Life would
And
anyway.
But
Okay,
he
wait,
didn't say
wait,
that no one
wait,
else in the world.
hold on. He said you could freeze time, not other people. Probably did. It's chemistry.
There's one over there on that big old board.
Oh, thanks. I didn't see that. Just kidding.
What does that say too? I feel like that's.
Right, this is where I think it is, isn't it? Yep.
Stroke watch. Now, how do you think we're going to get all those done?
I'm almost done.
I'm still
Move your head! Not that.
Doing these, or are you just writing it down?
Write them down.
Do you have a periodic table?
Yes, you want one?
Yeah.
Here you go.
No pressure, everybody. I'm just
I don't think that's right. Potential sponsorship.
Let me ask you a question. Mr. Hall. Mr. Hall. Would that just be tricarbon? Or would it be something free? Would it be just tricarbon?
Depends what class you're in.
Well, that's what. Tricarbon,
How
I also did did tetracarbon.
The first one.
Hey Siri.
Yeah, you remove it.
Okay, we don't talk to women like that.
Start me timers for 5 minutes.
Okay, but
If they're negative, we do the ID still, right? No, it's only if they're negative.
She's doing what I thought she was going to come out here.
Would it just be regular email? Like, if it was like over here for the so it like always, but it doesn't say always in the beginning. It just says in general.
Okay. Have you seen safety and
Paula.
Shot Paula.
Stop it. Paula.
I have a
Is that
question.
A to the 5th?
I don't even know
Yeah, is
this.
that AS or AS?
That's AS. Yeah, for those of you that signed up for physics next year, wait till then when we're going through. You're like, is that a 5 or an S? And I look at you and I'm like, is it with units or numbers?
Hey, did I make that? Yeah. Dunk on it. Dunk on it. Get revenge for me.
Where'd you go about that?
You know nothing about that. Oh no.
That defense was like every defense is going to play Chattanooga. It was awful.
When Chattanooga play? I'm just curious because I want to know. Whenever their first game is, we won't be hearing this anymore.
Imagine if they win.
It's been done?
If they go all the way.
No.
Wait. If they go all the way, can I get $100 for this? All the way.
When we all get 5
See,
bucks,
then you think there's a chance. Let me see what they play.
They're in the tournament.
They play tomorrow.
What time?
Why didn't I could have clicked on it. It says fra. I hope it's during school. I hope it's during this class. You won't let me.
So anyway, here we have sodium triphosphate.
Let's go back to that here shortly.
They're all
Yeah, but
wrong.
I've done them. I don't know. I did them like
You don't graph paper.
But I've
You
done
don't
them.
graph paper.
I wrap it that way.
I write little boxes.
At 6:50.
It's you're following the
See, I wasn't
Absolutely horrible.
Pretty gross.
Good morning.
No, I remade a G. What?
I don't call her your name.
I would be made a G.
It's two A's that end in an A. No, they don't.
No, it doesn't.
They end in a sound. I don't know now. We got L's in them.
That's true.
Yeah, they must have E's in them. E. Did you ever order that stem wire?
No, I didn't.
Good.
Wasted $200.
That's true.
I was serious in the moment. Came to my senses later on.
It scares me that you didn't come to your senses right away. Hexoxide. Hexoxide. Hexoxide.
Hey, what time is it?
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
We go.
All right, hurry.
Tetra, phosphorus, dec, oxide. Now,
How do you know when to use an A and when not?
that's what I was about to address.
Vowels.
So you see there on some of the prefixes how they have a vowel in the parentheses? Whenever you look at these, those vowels, you're never really going to have two vowels back to back. Okay? Now, I want to address something with you. On your quiz, if you would have gave me, if I asked you this question, you give me tetraphosphorus decaoxide.
Wrong.
What do you think will happen?
Wrong.
You would probably forgive us because I mean it's easy to make that
That's
mistake,
why I
but
didn't put the
Why is it
A.
wrong? See, I wasn't sure.
I didn't put the A.
I will give you 100% credit because you're following the rules. Stop whatever you're doing, John. Get away from my camera.
right now I'm looking through a blurry spot in my glasses. Tells me they need clean.
I'm not so caught up on that, but if you want... What did you do? Oh boy. Oh boy. Please turn around. Oh my God, please. Do not make this up. Okay, anyway, trying to address this. So,
Got to watch
I'm
that.
not so concerned whether you know to take it off or not. Just say the name to yourself. Decaoxide. Decaoxide. Which one sounds right? Decaoxide. Go with it. If you put decaoxide, I'm still going to give you credit. I'm not so concerned about whether or not. I'm not so concerned whether or not you know to remove that A off or not.
You should be.
Just look here.
You are.
How'd you do?
Dinitrogen hexoxide.
I got it.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
You were getting me some material.
There's a bunch of water over here. I don't know who did that.
Arsenic trisulfide.
Arsenic trisulfide.
So this is like part of the nomenclature.
This is all that.
I don't know. I just been going and now I'm in. I'm never okay, Jordan.
Hey, then we got this one.
Sulfur dioxide.
Dioxide.
I love that stuff.
Now I want to address this here. I'm going to be honest with you.
Tricarbon.
This is This is actually not the name of it. So if you got this one right or wrong, I don't care. I just did this one to see if you could follow rules.
Is it tricarbonate?
Tricarbon.
Is it on?
I always had it wrong.
Oxide.
What?
Oxide, sorry, hydride. Sorry. You got me like bumfuzzled right now, John.
Bumfuzzled? That sounds like it should be a bad word.
If you follow the rules,
Floor's wet over here. I don't know who managed to.
you'll take off the O-G-N and end up with tricarbon octhydride. If you ended up with something other than octhydride, I don't care. Some of you had me look at yours, you did not have octhydride. You...
So no A?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Because the reality of it is this actually is an organic molecule. Everybody's going to freak out right now. This is like simplistic organic molecule. This is actually propane. This is propane.
Propane.
I just threw it up there without thinking about it and thinking of the repercussions. I'm sorry, I apologize.
That boy.
I know that.
This one?
Oh, I did.
Diphosphorus.
You probably have more shorts under those shorts.
You have shorts under the shorts?
Heptidide.
You don't use it because
You don't have to pretty, so.
Again, if you put heptidide, I don't care. Heptidide is fine. This is brand new to you, and it's hard, and it's different.
Reminder to the juniors to bring their signed forms back tomorrow for the SAT school day.
So listen, tomorrow when you come in, we're going to mix these together. And how many of y'all feel good about this? Yeah! Okay, these are as simple and easy as they come. Tomorrow, we will practice, but I get to add a little something. It's nomenclature for right after I do the prefixes.
That boy ain't crying.
You're going to see why by the end of the day.
I need a free prefixes paper.
Prefixes paper.
So, today, we start.
Did Jamie ever figure out why he was fucking with that random girl?
No, it didn't.
Mr. Trump, forgive me, but I didn't process it, and I thought you wrote oxyanic. Like, entirely, that's what my brain read, and I couldn't figure out why.
Oxyanion nomenclature. You guys are already built for this. You've already grown accustomed to this.
Me, bro?
You're ready for this.
Different, bro. What is this?
And I know that you all are so prepared for this because you studied so hard, and you know
Mackenzie, may I come to the office?
what these are. You've seen them before, but they go by another name.
Oh, man.
No. I don't think I have that paper anymore.
The polyatomic ion.
I don't know what that is.
Now, you know what polyatomic ions are, but these are the oxyanions, so these are the ones that focus in on like polyatomics that involve oxygen. We're going to build a table, and with the table it's going to go through and show you a set of rules and things that you need to do in order to name things properly. I do ask you, hold your horses, let me build my table, and
Can
then
you put
I
March Madness on what you put?
will let you build
Don't
yours.
do them.
little offside.
Just a smidge. That's one weird looking waffle.
That's a square waffle right there.
Yeah, waffle's got the waffle. What?
For oxygen.
Or not.
The O stands for oxygen.
And then I just didn't want to get up. Rolls. Is that like a special word or is that you just being funny?
It's a special word.
Rolls. Come on now. Come on, Kevin. Don't bullcrap me like that. Don't try to pull my leg.
Let's not do the roots.
Ah!
Sorry. Breakdown.
Let's break it down.
I'm just gonna say break of name. I don't have a breakdown.
Pump it up. Break it down. Cook, bottle.
We'll do an example name.
So speak.
We'll do an example formula.
Example formula.
Pump it up. Break it down.
I'll give you a moment. Take your time. Not really. Hurry up.
It's really just a bunch of squares. Not really gonna.
It's O is for oxygen.
Break of name.
It don't say zero.
No, that's O for oxygen.
Rolls for zero.
Hey, Mr. Mathy person, no. Oxygen.
He called you Matthew person.
It says zero.
First column is rules for oxygen.
Ethan Lawrence report to 1037. Ethan Lawrence to 1037. Bringing Canada to the office.
Second column is the breakdown of the name. The third column is the example name. Fourth column is the example formula.
That'd be like, yeah.
Hello.
I went to lean over just now. I went to lean over just now.
You know which one you're going to? That's all.
Dude, man just put his life on the line for that shot. I mean,
Wait. Yeah. Here's the thing you've got to get that's most important. This whole table is built on one premise and idea.
Oxygen.
Yeah, but no.
Hydrogen.
Every one of these have a root. Okay, listen before you start writing.
like a tree.
Leave space to the left and right because some of these will have a prefix, some will have a suffix. Every one of them have a root.
Before you just blew your breath.
Sorry for breathing, man.
It's okay, she doesn't have a mask. She's a breath now.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Where's my office and experience in John's computer? So I breathe.
Hi.
What are you doing?
It's polyatomic.
Yeah, I'm looking up polyatomic ion.
We're getting ahead of the curve.
You're supposed to already know this.
Well, no, I haven't pulled up. Well, because, you know, it's been a while since we
Yeah.
looked at that, so I haven't pulled up.
It's a refresher.
Like the one you sent us?
Uh-huh.
Or the one you sent me? I
Under-
don't think you sent it to
You
everybody.
know, I haven't forgotten them yet. Because I never learned them.
Yeah, I don't even know why. Yep. You need it?
Oh,
Come back.
don't take it.
Bracket.
I'm sorry, Joanne.
All right, here's the important part. This is what is important. Is this one right here? This is what we call
So the others aren't.
the root owl. It's the most common.
This is like the actual, this is like the one like
I don't care too much for you.
The thing with the root ion and why we focus in on it and it's so important, that right there, that's the area that you're going to see we're going to build the table off of.
Do you have another one of them prefix papers?
Hey, y'all quit that giggling. We're trying to work.
The prefixes, I like you said,
I'm just kidding.
So, the root ion is the most common one. And this is how it will be. It'll have the root of every word and it'll end in ate.
Rotate. Rotate.
A-T-E.
Mandarin. Morning Mandarin.
I'm gonna cause chaos now.
Now, all this is built off of how many oxygen. That's the key. So the idea is we'll memorize the root ion, we'll have it to memory, and we'll build out from it. So let's say we take the root ion.
You don't even have them memorized. Try that again. You don't even have them memorized.
You remember
Yeah, give them here.
Tell me one of them.
Carbonate, CO3, 2 minus.
Yeah, tell me a hard one.
Phosphate, PO4, 3
Another.
minus.
Hey, what's acetate? Oh, Buster, Kevin. What the heck, man? What's a thiocyanate?
Uh-huh. One.
Yeah, keep talking your junk. Keep talking your junk. Yeah. I'm actually, I got colored pens from Kelsey. I'm gonna actually do colors now.
Wait, she gave you colored pens?
Perhaps.
Alright, so the top one has one more oxygen than the root. So this is what will happen. The name will still end in ATE.
Oh, they're like gel. What the heck crap? Sorry.
But it's going to start. I gotta choose color.
Why is it like that, man? These are
Go
crappy.
green. Has a prefix now of per. You're going to start seeing a pattern.
Man, we built this.
Give me a few of your colors.
Does it have two
Give
on?
me a few of your colors.
These are all funky, man. I don't like it.
Going back.
I'm gonna give it.
Pins in a beaker.
What was it that goes in the per?
Per's the prefix. So they'll say we take it.
Per refresh.
Do you know what the one on the back is called?
Do one less oxygen
You already said it. So like,
than root. Do one less oxygen, it changes. The suffix at the end is now "ite."
I. I bet. Well, I wish I had wrote down 8 for all of them now.
Why'd you do that?
I thought they were all going to be
John,
8.
watch me, follow me.
I want to work ahead.
Do you know what you're doing?
Obviously not.
Okay, I have a question for you.
I wish you'd have told us this.
What is this table?
Way easier to remember.
Do what?
I wish you had told us this before we did this. It would have been way easier to remember most of these because they're all like 8s and 8s. That makes so much sense.
John,
That's crazy.
John,
That's crazy.
John.
It's crazy.
John.
What?
If I would have done that, it would have took your polyatomic ion quiz and opened it up a whole lot more.
What would have done all of them?
No, but look at certain ones.
Yeah.
Nitrate, nitrite.
Yeah.
Is there a per-nitrate? A
So-
hyponitrite?
There isn't.
I've used this when we've done those, but there's a lot of them that are super deep.
Where the heck
There are
those
certain
numbers?
ones that you have to memorize. There is.
That's right. Like I just had to simple.
Here's the question, and I need you to focus with me. I got to get this drilled into your head. What is this table built off of?
Root.
The root ion.
Root ion. What's this table built off of?
Root ion.
What's this table built off of?
Root ion.
What's this table built off of?
Root ion.
What's this table built off of?
Root ion.
What's this table built off of?
Root ion.
What's this table built off of?
Root ion.
I don't know what this is. This like plastic? Some sort of stone.
This table we're building is built off the root ion. You have to understand that for whenever you say this. In this column here, in this row, we'll say 2 fewer oxygen than root. That's 2 fewer oxygens than the root. This one here. When you do that, the ending is going to stay the same, but it's going to have a prefix. You guess what the prefix is? Hypo. Hypo.
The hypothalamus. You know what the hypothalamus does?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Bye.
Peace out, man.
So I want to work.
Get out that door. No.
I want to work an example with you so that you can see this and work for this. Okay?
I probably should have done these in different colors.
I just use different colors for the different thing.
Did you get different colored pins to put on different, like what?
I did. I got
Okay.
3 colors.
So let's say, for example, let's choose one of them that you know all 4 for. So let's say chlor.
Girl right now.
Chlorine?
So the root will be chlorate, but every one of them has the root, chlor. So we can go ahead and fill in the root.
Chlor. 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 And chlor. Wow, I'm really good at writing chlor 4 times over.
I'll tell you what, that's not going to be that color.
Now, let's look here at the root ion. We're going to build off it. It's chlor.
I was trying to do that.
So we're going to end at ATE. Chlorate,
Yeah, because I'm with
chemical formula is ClO3 minus.
ClO3 minus. Okay.
Now here's the thing. What John said is true. It would have made it easier, but it opens the world up and makes everything harder because there's more questions now.
What I say is just always true.
How's it harder?
Because I can add things now. So like the ones that you didn't have before, like what's perphosphate?
That's a
PO5 3 negative. Is that on the list? No. We're waiting on John to look because he's looking.
It's not on there.
Yeah. It's not.
Nope.
That's not on there. Hypophosphite?
Yeah.
Peroxide.
Hypophosphite.
Hypophosphite? Nope.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, dang.
It's not on there.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
it's like pH.
But is phosphate on there?
37. Yeah.
Phosphate's there.
It was. I remember that one. I didn't know.
So you know phosphate. Now you can do perphosphate, phosphite, hypophosphite.
So you have to remember all the roots.
This is the thing. If you memorize the roots, you can build out.
So how many roots are there?
But that also means there's one.
Like what?
Question.
Every element.
Is it so?
Why is that a root when it's got 2 different elements?
With this, like graph,
It's because it's probably polygonal.
does this make it easier?
Hey,
Sorry.
Does this make it easier to get the name and the formula?
Yes.
So we would just do this.
that's my
So we would just do this for the name,
That's my guess.
and then we would do the nomenclature stuff you already taught us with the prefixes and all that to get the example formula.
No, that's here too. You have to
I'm gonna
memorize.
flip my desk.
You have to memorize the root.
So
Okay.
the root is chlor.
Yes.
And
The
then-
root ion, chlorate.
It's
That's to answer your question.
Wait,
You
what's the
have a
example?
root ion that is root 8. This is chlorate.
What's
He's asking why is it chlor when there's oxygen there too?
no?
Because the oxyanion.
Oh, sorry.
Oxyanion.
That's not what he's asking.
I'm asking. Okay, what's the example for you? Have we got to that yet?
Yeah, I'm building the example for you off the example.
So that is chlorate.
Sure.
How do we know that? That's what we have to memorize?
Yes, you memorize that.
So how many of these do we have to memorize? How many of these exist?
On the list, you could look at it, okay? I'll resend it out on reminder. But on there, look at those, and then you just have to memorize. Don't worry about, now you don't have to worry about, perchlorate, chlorite, hypochlorite, because you're just going to memorize chlorate. So you're going to find the root, and then we'll build from the root.
So those were roots, and that's why this isn't on the test either, because then we'd have to remember the roots.
Some of
and
these,
also
some of these aren't roots.
You have to memorize the roots.
So that's why that list is.
That root is a common list that is like a simplistic common list of straight memorize it and know it.
Okay.
So what we're going to learn with this, would we be able to figure out that?
Parts
Without
yes,
knowing-
parts no.
It's the only thing that's saved.
But if you look on there,
Yeah, there's
parts
like
have root ions, parts don't have root ions.
yeah, like cyanide.
Does not.
I like cyanide.
Hey.
Okay,
That Hitler guy tried
Go up
cyanide
here.
too.
Okay.
so we go to perrudate. We add an oxygen. So when we look at this, the name is
Perchlorate.
perchlorate. And whenever we do that, we add an oxygen. So take this and add an oxygen. I have 3, so now I have 4.
Oh, 4. And it's still negative. And see, so this is fine. I just don't remember the root icons is what I'm picking up from this.
But that's fine.
So it
The
adds,
truth of it is I picked with you all about this, but this is why I bring this out now. You have a weekend you can study, so that next week when you come back, you still have time to study it, but we can start applying it.
so hold on. It just adds and subtracts a
Oxygen.
charge of oxygen?
Oxygen,
That's
not
not a
charge.
charge.
Okay, so just the oxygen.
I think the only one that subtracted the charge, John has my list, so he have to verify, but I think it's manganate and permanganate.
Is this quiz gonna be your final?
I think those were the.
No.
Yeah, it goes from 1 to 2.
Cause Missy has a thing, and it said her final's supposed to be like the 24th or 22nd.
It's the third 9 weeks test, sure, if they ask for it. I don't care. Every quiz you take in here is like final.
Because he's eating.
So,
He
we
hates
have
it.
one less oxygen than root, we go to chloride.
Chloride.
So now we subtract an oxygen. So ClO
And then it's
2
hypochlorite.
minus. 2 fewer oxygens, please listen to me, than the root.
2.
The root's what we're memorizing, the root's what's depending on it. Don't come here and subtract 2 oxygens. This isn't the root. Go to the root and subtract that out.
Because then there'd be no oxygen. Then it wouldn't be chlorate anymore.
Because then we get hypochlorite, which is ClO minus. And what you said is 100% right.
I did mine in
Subtract
English
off
too.
that, there won't be there.
What does it mean by study the root?
So, was it for manganate? Manganate, the only ones that was like
The
that.
root or the
The root ions.
It's the most common
This
one.
right here.
That's the most common one.
Most common polyatomic ion of this group.
Of that group, that's the one that's
The
most
ones that
common.
have
Yeah.
oxygen.
No.
That's all we're focusing on here.
The ones with
The-
oxygen.
The oxyanion is
Yes.
oxy because oxygen.
Everybody do me a favor, pull out your polyatomic ion list.
I don't have it.
I got it right here.
What if not? I looked for it.
I never got one because I wasn't here when you gave them out.
I don't have the list
I
written down.
also got one. I thought you get sent the wrong thing.
I got mine, but I lost it immediately.
Hey, I got mine!
Let's go, Levi.
On there, when you look at the polyatomic ion list, you'll see the ones that end in 8. Those are the common ones, as long as it doesn't have a prefix.
I appreciate the effort.
Those are the most common ones. We build the table based off it. Now, this is why I do this at this point. I want to show something to you. I want you all to take a moment and name this.
I'll name it. Carbon dioxide. No, that was dumb.
Isn't that carbon trioxide?
Would it be carbonate?
Carbon trioxide. Why? Name this.
Oh, it's gonna be no. Oh, it's gonna. That one's
That's
carbonate.
carbonate.
That one's carbonate.
Carbonate.
I'll kick you in the head. Make me look dumb in front of everybody.
Does these rules apply to the charge too, or is it just
We made a charge.
you want to add your charge after that?
No, it's not adding a charge. Like every one of these are -1. Like I said, the only one, I was right. The only one that changes is magnate per magnate, right?
Yeah.
John has my list, so I can't check myself right now.
Those two were like backwards, right?
So what if that, what's the last one you wrote? What if it was C, what if the charge was
Andrew wrote this.
Right?
What is
Okay,
it?
listen.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. That's a gift from me.
Yeah. This was a trick for that, but I'm gonna.
Okay. Guys, listen. This is the thing that you're struggling with. You didn't study your polyatomic ions.
That's true.
I did. It's been on there.
That's why there's a handful of y'all in this room that you're really confused right now.
I would never remember.
What if the charges change? Everybody in the room, does that charge change for carbonate? No. This is carbonate. That's it.
I was asking, like, this changes how many oxygens. I
That's
was
it.
trying to figure out, is there a set of rules for the charges too? Or do you just have to figure that out?
You have to memorize them with the root ion. There's
That's
nothing I can do on that.
lame and boring.
The whole reason I do this here is to help you twofold. One, understand there's a simplistic breakdown system if you memorize the root ions. Now, there's some on here you cannot memorize some on here. You just got to memorize them. There's no root ion to take and then you add and subtract and all that. You just have to memorize them. There's nothing you can do about it. But there's a lot on here that if it ends in oxygen and ends in 8, memorize it. Because those will follow this rule. There are some exceptions for manganate. Manganate's 2 major ones. But follow this and you can memorize just the root ion and build off of it. The second reason I do this, everybody learned this yesterday, using prefixes. And then, I'm not picking on John, but John did exactly what I expect other people to do. I'm also going to stress this, what people in this room are going to do later on, when I mix everything together. That I will put this, and everybody will be like, oh, it's polyatomic ion, it's carbonate. No, it's not. Why is it not? What's it missing?
Negative.
What does carbonate have that it doesn't?
The charge.
A negative charge.
Charge. Here's the key. If it has 2 elements in it, and there's a charge, there should be an alarm go off in your head. Wah, wah, wah. Something very ignoring like that you're like, oh my gosh, stop. That says
Pterodactyl.
polyatomic. This is also why I wait to hold this back in this class till today. Because of this also. Name that. Before you try, let me point something out to you. How many elements are in that?
3. We only learn binary compounds. We haven't
There's 3, but you use the same set of rules. This is what changes. Break it apart. This actually...
Calcium
No.
carbonate.
Calcium carbonate.
Huh?
Well, how did I get that? Where's calcium at on the periodic table? Second column.
It's got a charge.
So calcium has a 2+ charge. What's carbonate got? 2-. You cross these over, Whenever we cross those charges over, you get Ca2. And to answer the question, yes, you have to do this. How many carbonates do I need? 2. When I cross it over, that 3's for the oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
So CO3 in parentheses 2. If you need more than one polyatomic ion, you have to put it in parentheses. Don't freak out on me. We're going to do it. Trust me. We're going to hit these. But this can simplify out, right? Because there's a 2 there, there's a 2 there. It'll just be CaCO3. What's happened to the charge? You don't see a charge. Why? 2 positive, 2 negative. It balances out. I'm hiding the charge. So this is what you need to do. Count the number of elements. There's 3 elements.
Okay.
Whenever there's 3 elements, you're going to ask yourself, there's going to be an alarm. You can't ask yourself yet. We're going to learn that naming rule on Monday. Sorry, I jumped the gun. When there's 3 elements, there's going to be an alarm that goes off for you. Guess what the alarm will say?
There's 3 elements.
Polyatomic. This is what I've been telling you. Everything you've learned so far hasn't been bad. You've learned how to bale hay. We've learned how to stack bricks. We've learned how to mix mortar. Today, you learned how to build a foundation. Now we're going to mix it all together to where you build a house.
What about electricity?
You get on Monday.
Woo! Lights.
There's 2 more sets of naming rules I have to cover. I'm covering them on Monday. You need to be here.
So,
if at all possible, do not miss Thursday.
3 elements with no charge. Does it matter if it has a charge or not? Or is it just any 3 elements?
If it's any 3,
yeah.
If it's a polyatomic, does that automatically?
Because like
it's going to depend.
What I was thinking is if like the calcium, if it showed right there with the calcium having a positive 2, wouldn't that be calcium and carbon trioxide together, and then it wouldn't be polyatomic? Or is that just me tripping?
What you're trying to shoot for is yes, but that won't happen.
Okay.
They're not going to be separately, out by themselves. Whenever they come together like this, their charges will balance out.
Okay, so like pretty much anytime you see 3 elements.
Yes, except there was one case I'll go on and tell you, okay? Is on Monday you're going to learn this. You see this table we just built?
Yeah.
We're also going to build another table that builds off this table.
What?
This is oxy anion nomenclature. There's one that we're going to do on Monday, it's oxy acids.
Okay.
Oxy acid nomenclature, it'll have 3 elements in it, but the oxy acids are polyatomic ions. And hydrogen's in there first. So whenever I said I jumped the gun, I'm going ahead and explaining it to you. That you ask yourself of the 3 elements, what's the first element? If it's hydrogen and there's 3 elements, you know it's an oxy acid. If it's not hydrogen, then you know it's ionic, bonded together here, and there's a polyatomic. So we'll name the cation, and then we'll name the polyatomic ion.
So only if it's hydrogen is it like
oxy acid.
And that it's a oxy acid. If it's hydrogen. Maybe I'm making stuff up.
So outside of hydrogen, if it's 3 elements, it'll have a polyatomic.
You know I'm being.
Say it one more time.
You know I'm confused when I start to stop making
Outside
jokes.
of, I don't know if hydrogen will apply, but if it's 3 elements, it will have a polyatomic.
Yes. You guarantee. Even if that first one's hydrogen, there's still a polyatomic ion in there. And can I say something to everybody in the room?
Yeah.
I know right now you feel overwhelmed. This is why I moved the quiz. And this is also why I did this today. Because I need you to do me a favor. I have taught chemistry for 6 years. There is a lot on this common polyatomic ion list. I do just know because I've used it 1,500 times.
I don't know, you didn't know acetate.
Okay, let's address the whole acetate. You want to know why acetate don't jump off to me? How many elements are in acetate?
3.
3. So if I bonded something with it, is it going to follow the rules that I'm teaching you?
No.
Because then there's going to be a 4 in there. It's too difficult. Well, Mr. Hall, why'd you give us acetate in the first place? Some of you are going to take AP chemistry. Part of AP chemistry is we get into very basic organic chemistry. So I gave you acetate on here just so it would be there so it doesn't catch you off guard, because that may be something we play with and have to deal with in AP chemistry. Also, when you go to college, some of you want to be doctors, pharmacists, you want to be going into major scientific fields, and guess what you'll have to know? Organic chemistry.
Specifically
Very
acetate.
basic organic chemistry starts with acetate. Did I know acetate? No. Not even going to stand up here and act like I did. I'm not. That's not the type of guy I am.
Oh,
I use that to make a point with you. You need to know these. Go home and spend time with these. Do you hear how everything in the rooms became silent?
I want to get to know him personally.
Take them out on a date.
You can tell the rooms turned because of how difficult this is. I know it's overwhelming, I know it's difficult, and I know it's hard. But if there's anything I can say, you can do this. But you have to make a decision. You guys have been conditioned to this is what you do, is you leave this class and you do nothing with chemistry or other classes until you come back. This is a subject I need you to spend some time outside the room on. You're going to see next week I mix all this together. This right here is a perfect example of what I get kids with every year. They can't tell the difference between, oh, I need to use prefixes. Oh, I need to use prefixes. No.
The track team will meet in the cafeteria today after school. They will advance to the
So
office.
listen to me. Do not go home and feel defeated. I do want you to go home and spend some time with this. You also, if you're struggling, you need to come see me during lunch. Come ask questions. Not only that, one of the greatest tactics and tools in preparing for quizzes and preparing for something is study groups. You all are in this together. And you do not need to be scared.
Their failure is my success.
Don't listen to John.
Your failure is my success.
You do not need to feel bad. Work together. I had a physics class a couple years ago that knocked it out of the park. You want to know why?
They work together.
They work together.
We heard this story.